By the way, I'm giving you 6 months to figure out how to come to get to me.
From another country?
Yes, 6 months. After
Even
6
from Australia.
months, excuse me, a flight from even if you came by ship, 3 months is enough to get you here.
Okay, that's true. Is it? Anyway, I don't know.
Unless you're walking or swimming. Then in that case, when you get here, let's just get married. Because if you swam from Australia,
then you've passed.
You've passed.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long.
Hi everyone, my name is Kathy.
and I'm Koi,
And I am every woman. Welcome back, guys. We are on the online dating series. Now, in the last video, we talked about crazy things that happen with online dating.
Yeah.
Crazy things we've been told, crazy things we've told people, crazy things we've experienced, the ones that really didn't go well.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're going to talk about the ones that do go well.
Right.
And what happens after that.
Mm-hmm.
What happens from the app down to quite possibly phone number and then down to a real date. What actually happens? How does that work?
Yes.
Yeah.
And before we go there, I just want to, say thank you so much for those of you who interacted with our video last week. Keep them coming. We really enjoyed reading your crazy experiences, and just to let you know, we are in this together in the search of finding love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and as usual, we have a list.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Lists
have
are
a
great.
list. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so you're on an app, whatever kind of app that you prefer to use. So how soon do you give your phone number?
Okay, so let's start with you've swiped right.
Mm-hmm.
They've swiped you right, so you've matched.
Right.
And you started chatting. For me, there has to be some flow of conversation before there can be a phone number.
Yeah.
For me, I give the phone number after we're chatting so much that now it's becoming a bother to keep going back to the app to chat.
Yeah.
Then it naturally morphs into.
And so, okay. So we are asking ourselves how soon. To me, I don't have a time frame.
Mm-hmm.
I've given phone numbers to some people who I've not chatted with for too long.
Mm-hmm.
But then maybe I feel like my gut feeling is saying they're decent human beings.
Yeah.
And there are others who have, waited
Mm-hmm.
until we have some sort of connection for me to share the phone numbers.
Yeah.
For me to share the phone number. But then who do you wait until they ask, or do you just voluntarily share your phone number?
So on a normal day for me, I'll wait until the guy asks.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch how he asks as well.
Yes.
Because sometimes I just find it a little bit rude.
Yes.
But yeah, I won't ask.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I will not ask, but do you think that's a problem?
I think not. I think there's people who ask, and that's okay. I think the one thing I've demystified here is that women who take the first step, guys don't actually mind that. That's what I've actually realized.
Is that so though?
I don't know. I think so. I've had that from a lot of guys. They don't mind.
Yeah.
It's just for me, I feel like if you make the first step, you have to be ready to take that position.
Keep initiating.
That's the thing. And for me, that's not feasible.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I personally think that guys tend to say that they don't mind if the girl takes the first step.
Yeah.
Like in this instance, we're talking about asking for a phone number.
Yeah.
But what I feel like they say that they're okay with it, but they don't mean it.
I don't know.
Have you ever asked
I've
for
met one or two that did mean it.
Okay.
And they'll tell you, even their wives,
Yeah.
that she made the first move and, they were cool with it.
But the first move in terms of asking for a number.
Well, I don't know. I think it's just in general the first move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm toxic. Maybe I'm not as open-minded.
Old-fashioned.
Maybe I'm old-fashioned.
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask for a number.
I think it's tricky.
I will not ask for a number.
Yeah.
I will share my number, but but I don't have a specific, like I don't have like a specific checklist that you might meet, but I'll, yeah.
Well,
and then when they finally ask for your so we've talked about how soon, how do you decide who to give your number because of how they ask,
because of the flow of conversation.
Okay.
If we haven't really chatted much, I'm not going to give you a number. I mean, I've done that in the past.
Yeah.
And then you move on to WhatsApp and realize this was just dead on arrival.
Right.
So I'm thinking, well, that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
So to Sam, I'm going to say, let's chat on a little bit and then we'll see.
Yeah.
And if you stop chatting at that point, well, moving on swiftly.
So I feel like the guys who have said, oh, let's keep chatting and see whether we actually have a connection before we move to, let's say, like WhatsApp, most of them after that disengage.
Yeah.
Not most. My experience is that all disengage. Yeah. Disengage. And to me, that is someone who's not serious.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, okay. So fine. So you have those few that actually get to a point where you're comfortable enough to give them your phone number. So what if they give you their number? What do you do? Do you take the number and text them?
Sometimes yes. It depends on how it came out. If the guy just said, hey, let's move to WhatsApp, and then left the number, and we've been chatting and we're okay, I might do it. But we haven't been chatting, we haven't chatted much, and they just drop a number. No, I won't. And then there's another breed of guys who ask for your number, you give them your number, and then they also give you their number. To me, that's just funny. Why were you asking for it? You could have just dropped it, and I would have.
So they ask for your number, but then give you because they want you to.
But that's confused.
They want you to take lead.
No,
right?
Not gonna happen.
So that's it. So I personally, this is how I go about it. If they give me their number, indicating that they want us to move, they want us to move out of the dating app, I give them my number.
Yes.
And if they ask me for my number, I give them my number, and I give them whether they give me their number or not, and I leave it at that.
Yeah.
To me, if you're interested, you'll find
out.
me. I've already opened the door.
Yeah.
You'll find me. And then there are those who you've exchanged numbers, but then they still will not reach out on the app, offline. They still want to continue chatting on the app.
Yeah.
After you've already exchanged numbers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so what was the point?
Yeah, what was the number for?
What was the number for?
Yeah.
So I will volunteer the number, but I will not chase you after that. What you do with the number is up to you. And that will determine how I want to communicate with you. Speaking of numbers, exchanging numbers, what do you think about the guys who take your number and never reach out?
Oh, yeah.
Or they go to the app and say, hi, H-I.
After you've given them the number?
Yeah.
I don't know. You continue chatting. I continue chatting on the app. No?
I have a few things to say about that.
Yeah.
If I give you my number, that means out of the breed or the group that I'm talking to online, you've moved up a step higher. So if you're not gonna treat that opportunity as if it's of value to you, you get demoted very quickly. So don't come to my WhatsApp saying hi. We already said hi on the app.
Yeah.
You know, say hi or say good morning, say something nice. Thanks for, it's nice to connect here. What are you doing what are you having for dinner? Something or so you write hi, then I write hi back. Then,
how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? What are we doing? Are we three?
We're just going round in circles.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time, right? So there are those ones. And then there are those ones who get your number, who will not talk to you. I have had one who said the hi, and that was it, and I'm not willing to lead that conversation. And then after 2 weeks, they came back with another hi. This is not on the app. I'm talking about on WhatsApp.
Oh.
I blocked him.
Yeah. No,
I'm like,
that's
don't waste my time.
Yes.
Please.
That's a time waster.
If you know you want to have my number, be ready. Not just for chat, be ready to actually spend time with me on phone. Because I need a call. And I think there's one video I said, me, I'm not a texting girl. Yeah. I'm not busy here, just, I'm not typing an essay, right? So if you take my number, be ready to send me the messages, be ready to actually put in time through a phone call. To me, that communicates, one, you're serious about pursuing things with me. Two, you respect my time, you respect your time.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a call girl. I actually want... Okay, that came out badly. I'm not a... Sorry, I'm going to rephrase that.
Okay.
I don't like calls.
Yes.
I mean, I'm a teacher. I'm in class a lot and stuff like that. I like texts. I actually prefer texts. Once in a while, a call is great. But if you keep calling... I think it's very specific to people.
Yeah.
It's just different people prefer different things.
Me, I'd rather you call. It will show me that you're actually taking time out of whatever. And also, when you call, then I can be able to read your emotion. And I can tell the genuineness in your voice.
Yeah.
And I can also tell, because there are people who call, but they are distracted because they're multitasking. I don't mind if we've been talking for some time and, the calls are getting longer. But the initial calls, I want to see how intentional you are in creating space for me in your life. Yeah.
Well, I didn't date. I met a guy and we were considering the dating thing. And when he calls, he was very nice and very purposeful, very serious sounding. But that's it. He wouldn't communicate after that. Very scanty chats.
But then I think that would bother you because you prefer consistent communication on text.
No, but even on calls, like he would just call like once. I think he called like twice, and that's it. He didn't. Anyway.
But that tells you where he placed you in his life. So what about, have you had a situation where you have connected with somebody and even met in person before exchanging numbers?
No.
No?
Yeah, no.
Okay, I've had an experience. And you'd think it would have been a bad one, but it was really good, actually. So I connected with this guy online, and we didn't even chat much. So in my hierarchy, he was pretty low. Right? And that week I had been very intentional on going out on dates. And so one of the people that I was intending to go on a date with decided to ghost me.
Yeah, there's that.
So I decided, okay, we keep it moving, girl. So the next person in line, okay, fine, we'll talk to this one. And so we didn't exchange numbers. He just said, yeah, I'm interested to get to know you more. Would you be open to meeting in person? I was like, of course. And he says, okay, which day is good for you? What time is good for you? And I told him the day, told him like a range of like a time period that I'll be free. Then he says, okay, give me a minute. Then he texted back with a name of the venue, time, and pin drop.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
but no number.
Not in Kenya, no?
No, this happened in Europe.
Where is this? Sorry, Kenyan brothers, but it's, no.
We'll talk about it. So I because of course I'm a Kenyan girl.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of I was a bit skeptical. I was like, this sounds like somebody who'll stand me up, because he doesn't even want my number. No. So anyway, how I ended up having his number is about maybe 30 minutes to the date, he says, I'll be running 5 minutes late. This is my number, just in case you have any problems when you get to the like the place where he had made a reservation. That's how I ended up having his number. And sure enough, he was late, but he was like 3 minutes late, and he really apologized.
Wow.
And and that's how we met without him ever needing to, like, he never asked me for my number. So obviously at the end of the day, we exchanged numbers, or rather, because I had his already, so he took mine. And that was my experience, meeting somebody without ever exchanging numbers on the app. Yeah.
That's an interesting one.
I know. That was a really good props for him. Now, let's speak about, I know we were not talking about this, but let's talk about how we choose locations, or how they choose locations. Because you mentioned about that's not a Kenyan.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why did you automatically?
I feel for me, for the local, and I'm gonna just say Kenyan local guys, the easiest way for me to weed out seriousness from unseriousness is people who want to actually meet in a restaurant, people who want to do coffee. Then those are serious, normal people. It's a plausible date. Yeah. But the ones who you go to their house, now that's just time.
To their house?
Yes. And let me not even say that lightly. I have heard of situations where a lady went to someone's house, and then that was a first meeting, and they met online, and then that person turns out to be all sorts of crazy.
Girls, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't go to his house and don't invite him to your house. Yeah, that's just wrong. You haven't met ever. You don't know. This online thing, that person could be anyone.
Meet in public, even if it's not like a dinner date. Yeah. Take a walk.
Yeah. It doesn't have to
grab a takeaway coffee and take a walk. Don't go.
Yeah, meet in public.
And then on top of that, tell at least someone. But anyway, we're gonna get into tips and tricks. I think in the next video. So let's talk about the chats that never get to a date.
Oh, I think number one there are the ones that go around in circles. Hi, how are you? Yeah. Hi, how are you? Yeah. I'm fine. I'm also fine. Okay. But the next time, hi, how's your day? Yeah. It's great. And yours? It's great. Oh my God.
But Kathy, I feel like at that point you're both to blame. Because how many highs can you possibly say before your patience runs out?
I feel like if you're the person who initiated the conversation, you could start something, There has been cases when I have chosen to be proactive. And I've said, oh yeah, my day was great. I went here and I went there and I went this. Because I'm imagining this is just someone who doesn't have great conversation skills. But they don't pick up.
But why are you doing the work for him?
But that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. I don't like doing the work. But sometimes I've told myself, maybe the person on the other end just doesn't have great conversation skills. Let me nudge them along and see if it's going to work. Okay. It doesn't work. Okay. It actually doesn't. If someone is great at conversation, it will be great. Yes. Right from the get-go. Yes. When they say, how's your day? What do you do? Oh, you're a teacher? Really? That's amazing. Or something, then the conversation just flows. Yes. But if someone starts like that, hi, I'm fine, how are you? And it's those shortened ones, How, then the letter R, and then a U, with no punctuation. I'm not judging, by the way. Even I
you can judge. It's fine.
Sometimes, but some of them is just really laziness. It's low investment messages.
So now you see why I was saying phone calls. Let me tell you why.
That's true. That's true, though.
Kathy, if you're looking to, I don't know whether this is the right analogy. Yeah. If you've seen, let's say, a pair of shoes for girls, or like if you're a business person, you've seen maybe a car or a piece of land you like, you will do everything to make it work so that you can acquire whatever you need to acquire. Me, I think, mwanaume ni effort. For sure.
In today's video, we have been dressed by Kaleche's Unique Designs. The clothes are such high quality and so comfortable. Visit their page on Instagram, Kaleche's Unique Designs, or visit the shop on Moe Avenue, iconic business plaza next to Sour Mall, room F11.
Even if he's introverted or a poor communicator, at the beginning, he should put in a
Puts in
bit of
some
effort
effort,
because
that's
he's
true.
trying to win you over,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Heri ujwange, he's okay. You'd rather sorry guys for our non-Kenyan audience, for the you'd rather find out later that
But he's not really great at
he's
conversation.
not, yes, but at the
Yeah.
beginning,
Yeah.
where is your best foot forward? You are putting your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Why can't he put his best foot forward?
Well, I once started chatting with a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even say hello. His first sentence was, "Do you think the people who sleep without clothes are not scared if something happens in the night? They'll have to come out naked."
Amazing. That's the kind of
Hilarious.
I know. Amazing.
So I laughed and
Did you
said,
respond?
"I don't think they're not." I don't remember what I said, but I responded to it,
See?
and the conversation continued and continued.
Yes.
But it actually died off at some point.
And it's fine, but then that keeps
But that
you there.
starting was amazing. It was just 100%.
Guys, if you're watching this,
Be
please
creative.
put in a little bit of effort. Put in a little bit of effort. To be honest, the ones that I feel like have gotten my attention as well, I don't dismiss the highs on the app, but by the time you're getting to WhatsApp, I want to see you showing me a little bit of interest. Even if you don't come up with something catchy like that one,
Yeah.
at least show interest. Ask me what I cooked for dinner. Just get interested
Some
a little bit.
conversation.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. And then I see a lot of guys on their profile.
Yeah.
They write, if you're a person of one word responses, please swipe left.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm asking myself, but maybe you're the one who doesn't even put in any
Yeah.
effort. Anyway.
To be honest, the ones who have like, oh, if you do this or if you don't do that, don't.
Yeah.
Those ones I swipe left.
Me too.
Anyway,
Me
because
too.
what
Who are
is-
you now? What
Yeah.
standing do you have to be making
Excuse
such
me,
conditions?
Excuse me.
Yeah, that's no work.
So we were talking about chats that never get to a date. So when do you cut off and say, okay, this is a waste of my time?
Okay, so when it's abusive,
No, we're talking about chats that are. At what point do you say, okay, I've had enough of this going around in circles?
just at the beginning. Don't push it too long.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get better.
So my question then in that case is how soon or how long are you patient enough to wait for a date or to be asked out on a date?
I think some dates happen quickly based on chemistry, conversation.
Yes.
Some dates happen over time based on just some guys
Yeah.
are slow but sure. Others are quick. I think it's really, in fact, I know people ask me this question a lot. You know, can we have a relationship? And it's online and we haven't met. And I say, let's meet and see how our energies are going to be. Because there's a difference between the energies on chat and a different and the energies in person.
Yes.
Sometimes you have a great conversation on chat and then when you meet, something just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just pulling you back to the issue of endless chatting.
Yeah.
At what point do you say, okay, we've been chatting this long, this guy has not asked for a date, I'm done?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
How long?
If they're regular,
2
like
months,
we chat
3
every
months,
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long? Will you chat for 6 months? Like, what is your threshold?
I don't know that I have a threshold. I just
Yeah.
get to a point and tell myself, this is pointless. And then I lose interest. For me, I might not unmatch. I'm just going to lose interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, if we've had like hot chemistry in the conversations, it's good. Like we're chatting every day. If you've not asked me on a date in 2 weeks, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we
That's a
meet
good
in
one,
2
though.
weeks, but
Yeah.
at least be intentional
Yeah.
about wanting to meet. And by the way, I leave a hint. I'll say, if he asks maybe something deep, I'll say, wow, well, I'd like to talk about that. I think this is something that we should say for in person. At that point, if you don't get the hint, when you're slow, how?
Let me tell you something.
Yes.
Because I know people I have chatted with and it's been great on chat, and then when you meet physically, it just didn't work out. Sometimes I just let it go with the flow. If the person wants to continue chatting, I tell myself, let me enjoy the chats. There's a huge possibility that when we do meet, even the chats will go.
Me, I don't put my energy where I don't know there's a future.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for a pen pal.
That's true. And I've had that line several times.
I'm not
I have
looking.
pen pals. I have friends. I'm looking for a girlfriend.
Yes. So what are we talking about 6 months down the line? We are still on chat. Unless we are doing long distance, unless you're in another country. And even then, by the way, I'm giving you 6 months to figure out how to come to get to me.
From another country?
Yes, 6 months.
Even
After
from
6 months,
Australia.
excuse me, a flight from even if you came by ship, 3 months is enough to get you here.
Okay, that's true. Is it? Anyway, I don't know.
Unless you're walking or swimming. Then in that case, when you get here, let's just get married. Because if you swam from Australia,
then you've passed.
You've passed.
So,
yeah.
I think people are on the dating apps for different reasons.
Well, I'm here to find my person. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not. I'm sorry. Okay, so anyway, we've exchanged numbers. From the app, we've moved to WhatsApp. We've chatted.
Yeah.
Now we are at the point where we are going on dates, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever ghosted anybody?
At that point?
At that point where you're meeting in person. And let's start with, have you ghosted anyone? Have you, or stood up anybody? Have you not showed up for a date?
No. I've never not showed up.
Have you been stood up?
No.
Have you been ghosted?
Yes.
Like on the day of the date?
No. Not on the day, but just the build up. They just went mute.
No, I was asking on the day of the date. Like at the point where you're meeting in person.
Yeah. So the guy says we meet tomorrow.
Yes.
At this time, I'll be coming from here. Oh yeah, but he did send a message and say, it looks like I'm getting late and something, and then off.
And he never rescheduled?
Yes, no.
Oh my God.
No.
So I've been ghosted as well. Yeah. So let me tell you, and this was in a foreign country, my friend. So yeah, we're there. I'm telling him I'll be coming to your country, and we are chatting. Let me tell you, even on the day I'm flying to the country, we are texting. He's excited. When do you land? Blah blah blah. We are building up, right? So he says, okay, fine. Maybe I'll see you on this day so that you'll have rested. I'm like, yeah, actually that works perfectly. Blah blah blah. So we, and then on the evening of the day we are supposed to meet, we are chatting, and he says, okay, I feel like I'll be working in the morning, so I think this hour will be good, blah, blah, blah. I'll tell you. And we said good night, and that was it, right? We were going to chat the following day, or meet the following day. Yeah. So we were supposed to meet in the afternoon. So in the morning, I didn't even bother because I was thinking, at some point, just before afternoon, he'll probably tell me, okay, where do I pick you up or whatever that looks like. I never heard from the guy.
Oh my gosh!
I was.
And were you on WhatsApp already?
No.
On the app.
Yeah, I was on the app. Even me, I'm a bit foolish. I know. That was it. And the funny thing is, I was actually really looking forward to this guy. From the photos, he was looking good. I was so excited to meet him. I was like, wait. Hey.
Maybe those were not real photos.
I think he was a catfish.
Yeah.
I think he didn't even think that I'll be going to that country.
Yeah, he thought it was a lie, yeah.
Anyway.
That could have been. That's why people ask for photos. Have you figured that out?
Me, I don't ask.
Well, that's why people ask for photos.
But anyway, my heart is strong. I don't invest too much, so I counted it as a loss. At least now I have a story to tell.
Yes.
So that was it. I've been ghosted, but I've not been stood up for an actual date. Yeah. Have you been stood up?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And do you determine, or does your attitude change depending on where, first and foremost, do you help the guy select where you're going to, or what activity you're going to do for the first date, or does he have to figure that out?
I think if he's able to figure that out, great. If he isn't, and he clearly just is looking for help, I will suggest. Yeah.
On the first date, if you're a grown man, figure it out. What help do you need?
You see, I feel like sometimes they don't know what you like, what like they feel like they can choose something and then it doesn't, it's a proper turn off for you. And so they sort of, I've had those situations where someone is asking, what do you think? Do we do coffee or lunch, or do we just take a walk? Now in that case, I'm going to say, what time will that be? Then let's just make it coffee.
The first date is not on me, it's on you. My only responsibility is to tell you when and what time I'll be available. Everything else, figure it out.
And to show up.
And show up. Because the first date is not about me. It's about me knowing you and what you like and how you are as a person.
Yeah. Really?
For me, I don't know.
Yeah.
Other people. For me. So,
what if they picked like a venue that you're very uncomfortable with?
Then I'll tell them I don't like that place.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I think with online dating, you see, you really don't know each other.
No, but we've talked about, I like to travel. I like to eat Chinese food.
You might have talked
you
about
can't
it. That's
analyze.
true. Yeah.
Analyze.
Yeah. Most serious guys will pick up from conversation.
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
dating is not for the lazy.
Mm-hmm.
You put in work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay. So does your attitude change depending on where the first date is?
I think so. It could, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could. It just determines the kind of a person they are.
Mm.
Yeah, because if they pick a really fancy place, either they're a very fancy person or they are the kind who do things for others. You know, they're doing it to impress.
Yeah. And what's wrong with being impressed?
There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it, but that's not the real them.
Yeah.
It's not the real person. It could be or not.
But when you're all meeting for the first time, you're all putting on a performance. None of you is being, like, you're putting your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Both of you. Because even you'll dress up. It's not like you'll show up.
No.
Yeah.
No, you will dress up.
So me, that's why I think there's time for everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you have your chance.
Yeah.
To show me the possibility of how best you can get.
Yeah. I think also, like say for example, if they put a first date in a very noisy place.
No, that is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because you cannot have a conversation.
Exactly. Then that also tells you this is the kind of person who
is not
grounded.
Yeah.
Or is shy, or there's something that's not straightforward.
Yeah.
If someone wants to meet you in a quiet coffee place, then they really want to hear what you're saying.
Yes.
And they want you to hear what they're saying.
Yes.
And I feel like that means something.
Yes.
Yeah. Or even a walk.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a walk for me, it's even a good thing. Because that's a person who's not afraid to say, you know, I want to walk, I want to do an activity or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say, I think what we're trying to say here is before you organize for a first date, this is why it's important to have good conversations even before, so that you can ultimately, based on what you both like, you can pick a good first date that is comfortable to both of you.
But I've had several times guys ask, what's your perfect first date?
Yeah.
Even before a date is planned. But they're just asking, like, what's your perfect first date?
Steve Harvey says, don't give the man your marking scheme.
Wow.
This is how you answer that. My perfect first date is where I actually am comfortable enough to have conversation with the person I'm meeting. Don't tell them all for wine.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Harvey said.
Yeah. There's a point there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we are now, we've moved from app, we went to chat, now we arranged for our first date. It's perfect. You know, the guy is intentional, the date is perfect. It's the day of the date. What are your expectations? Do you want him to pick you up? What is your expectation?
I've actually never been a fan of being picked up, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel like if he picks me up, then I'm powerless almost.
Yes.
Like if I needed to leave, I still have to leave on his terms.
Yes.
So I want us to meet there.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of where will you be, I'll pick you up.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too. I'd rather meet you there. For the first date, I'd rather meet you there.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that, you know, you can't pick me up, but maybe the second and third. Mm-hmm. But there's also nothing wrong with being picked up. There are people who don't mind being picked up. Personally, I like to be in a bit of control. So, okay. And then you finally meet in person.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, that's
photos
so awkward.
Versus reality.
Oh my gosh. Wow. And you know, I've met people who look so different in a photo, and it's not like filters or anything.
Yeah.
They're just the kind of people, even their photos,
Yeah.
this photo to this photo,
That
you
is
can think it's a
different.
different person.
But it's the same person.
But it's the same person.
Yeah.
So when you meet them in real life, wow, you know, it's just different.
Yeah.
Others just look exactly like the photo.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you'll find guys looking way shorter than they looked in the photo. I don't know. People have figured out a way to take photos because they'll even send you a full length photo. But they figured out a way to take a photo that they don't.
It's the angles, honey.
Look short. It's the angle.
It's the angles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's not even so much that the guy is short. It's more of you're tricking me. It's the trick I don't like, one. And then it's two, you're uncomfortable about it, that you're hiding. You know, like you're misrepresenting it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a
omitting
problem.
it.
Yeah. If you are short, you are short.
Yeah.
You know, deal with it. Let whoever chats with you to that level know it. Don't set yourself up for disappointment.
Yeah.
It really doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or like I'm imagining it happens the same way for girls who I don't know what would be a deal breaker for girls.
Makeup.
But you would rather just be you. I
Yeah,
don't know.
makeup and
it doesn't make
filters.
any sense.
That's right. I think the biggest one for me is also the height.
Mm-hmm.
Especially those who don't indicate their height on the app.
Yeah.
I'm like, just let me know. Let's figure it out so that I can know what kind of heels to wear on that day. Are we being petty?
By the way,
it's not an automatic disqualification because you're
no,
short.
it isn't. I have dated a much shorter guy than me.
Yes.
Way shorter. He was a wonderful guy. I
Yeah.
tell you, even now, if the situation was right, I would take him back.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great guy. He was very short. But you see, I knew from the get-go, it wasn't online.
Yeah.
I knew from the get-go that he's short, but he was fine.
Yeah.
He was okay with his height. That's the problem. If you're not okay with your height, that's a problem.
You have issues to deal with.
You have issues, that's the thing. So no matter what I do, there's going to be a problem.
That's true.
So yes, being a short guy is generally not a great thing. But if
Yeah.
you are a short guy, you are a short guy.
Yeah.
You could have many other nice things about you.
Yeah.
Imagine
Yeah.
there's a woman who will love you for it.
Yes.
Don't hide behind other things.
Yeah.
That makes matters worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
What are other shockers other than height? I know height is a big one
Height is a big one.
for girls. And then for men, I know makeup. Because I've
Makeup.
had a lot of people say, oh
Yeah.
my God, you look exactly like your photos. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And so I know men don't like, because I've also met some of my male friends will say, wait, I went on a date, that girl looked so different. And now
Yeah.
they give you a photo they probably took during the date and a photo or a screenshot they had from the app. Two different girls.
people.
You be out here just
It's just people saying makeup artists will make it to heaven. They can make someone look so different.
anyway.
So different.
So all right, other than height and makeup, is there anything else that you feel like is usually surprising in terms of on the app and in reality?
No, I think the rest now is probably just like mannerisms,
Yes.
voice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
There's
voice
just some
mostly,
things-
most of the time the voice you might have already had on
Yeah.
the phone, yeah?
Yeah. But coming now from the person, I don't know.
Mm,
It's normally, that cut transition is normally very tricky.
yeah.
Yeah.
Me now, let me tell you what I check for.
Yes.
I'll check for how you selected the first date.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check for
The venue, that is.
yes, the venue or whatever. It doesn't need to be anything fancy, but I want to see how thoughtful you are.
Mm-hmm.
I want to check for the mannerisms. Where is your phone when we are on a date? Is it right here? Do you keep checking it? Where is your phone? Some people say that it's okay to have your phone on the table. Maybe that. To me, I'm like the phone. First date, I don't want to see it unless you're waiting for a call or something, and you let me know in advance. Let me know. By the way, I'll be waiting for a call. Blah blah blah. Because even for me, I'll also say that, especially where I know maybe I will be needed at home or whatever, I'll make it known, right?
Yeah.
I'll also check for how you're treating the staff.
Oh, yeah.
If you're at a restaurant. Yeah. I'll also check. There's one date I went for where they ordered on my behalf. You don't know me. You don't know what I like.
That's just funny.
Come on now.
Yeah. That's a huge indication of who the person really is.
So you want to say
date one?
Date one. It's not flattering. Not on date one.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
Yep.
You're assuming too much.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yes. So I'll check on all that. Listen, I know we are in 2023, but I'll also check on, are you opening doors for me? I said it.
Really?
I'm a princess.
Or at least letting you pass.
Yeah.
Not just walking ahead of you.
I'll also be looking at, are you looking at other girls who are passing by?
Oh yeah, that. Oh, disqualified. Pap. Not even for discussion.
Yeah. You're basically sitting for exams.
What about this guy who takes you to a place which is his local? It's a place he goes, and so he's saying hi to that one and saying hi to this one and saying hi to that one.
Yeah,
and,
that's your one-way ticket to ending.
You go to a neutral place.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And finally, but definitely not the least, I'll be checking to see whether you want us to go Dutch or you're paying for the date. Let's talk about this. What do you think? Are you a go Dutch kind of person?
No. I think the guy should pay the first date, honestly.
Do you think it's
I think for a first date, a guy should pay.
Why?
Because the law of the jungle is just what it is. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Fred, what do you think?
I'm not letting you pay on the first date.
Okay,
great.
Guys,
we're on the same page.
Our very own Fred says, no, guys should pay. Guys should pay. Have you had a situation where you've needed to split the bill?
No, not on the first date. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Choose a venue you can pay the most expensive thing on the menu times 2.
Yeah.
Do your research.
Yes.
If you don't have enough money, be over romantic. Go buy the things according to your budget. Set a picnic, okay?
Yeah.
So that there's no bill to pay.
Yeah.
Figure it out. That's why I'm saying dating does not need laziness. But yeah, I'm not even gonna act as if I'm reaching out for my hand. No, I'm not. Are you?
I do.
Oh, me, I don't.
I do.
Date one.
Especially if say we ordered food and then I needed something else and I asked for it myself. If I feel like you're being a bit iffy about it, I will pay for the extra thing I asked for.
Maybe I need to, for example, like if you need to carry home something, I wait until we settle the bill and then I will place the order and categorically say, give me that bill. Yeah. And even then, I'll watch to see whether you ask to pay for it. But at that point, I'll not judge you too harshly.
Yeah.
I won't judge you too harshly for that one.
Yeah.
So, no Dutch.
So,
no Dutch here.
No.
Okay. So you've gone on your first date. It's going well. 2 ways it can go. You either meet again.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah.
Or it's not looking good. How do you end that if it's not looking good?
I mean, if it's not looking good for me, it's probably also not looking good for him.
Not all the time.
Might not be so hard. Really?
Not all the time.
Well, I'm a pretty expressive person. My face is very expressive.
So you'll know.
If I'm not happy, you'd have to be, I don't know, not to see that I'm not happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
do you communicate on the day? After, how do you do it?
No, I just go home
and
hope you understood. And if you didn't and continue texting, I'm just going to say, I'm sorry, I can't do this.
So you'll at least communicate?
I will say, yeah.
But you'll wait for them to communicate?
Yes. And hopefully they don't. Because, they figured it out.
That's kind of toxic.
Well.
That's kind of toxic. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I used to be exactly like that.
Yeah.
Until I learned, that's kind of toxic. So what I've learned recently is that if you know for sure you don't want to extend or continue with that engagement, you text. You text when you go home. It was nice meeting. Or if you can be able to say in person, even better. But hey, well, you might get somebody
guys,
who's crazy.
Let me tell you what I figured out about guys,
Yeah.
especially the guys who are my friends. Guys are very soft-hearted. They're a lot more soft-hearted than they let on.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of times they'll say it's better if you just went quiet
Really?
than if you just put it in black and white. Friends, pick up.
No, that's true.
Yeah. Guys are actually very soft-hearted. And they fear rejection like the devil.
Me, you know what I don't like about that is I don't want to leave ambiguity.
Yeah. Well, guys love ambiguity.
So that we meet one day and you're still acting as if we have a situation.
Well, you can act whatever you want to act, but we both know there's nothing going on there. I don't know. I don't do that for them. I don't do it for them. But it's just for me, let it just die a natural death. If you insist on writing, I'm just going to say, sorry, I can't do this.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
The few situations where I've left it ambiguous, once in a while they call, and I'm thinking, no, I need to close this door. So I'll not do it in a rough way. I'll just say, you're a nice guy. It was lovely meeting you, but our connection was not strong enough, or whatever that looks like. Yeah. Because I don't want you to think now, on the day you sit and miss me, then you get... Because guys, as much as they're soft-hearted, first and foremost, it's not my responsibility to take care of your heart.
It's your own responsibility.
Number one.
That's true.
Number two, guys like that ambiguity so that they can take advantage of it whenever they want.
Yeah.
Aki, I'm sure guys will come for me, but I'm just being honest. I have to take care of my girls here.
But you would let them.
No, but if they call Kathy, because I've had a situation where I left it ambiguous, just quiet. And then one day, after 6 months, they're just calling. And you're thinking, see, we finished this story. I guess clearly it wasn't.
No. Okay.
Actually, I was just checking on. Don't check on me. I'm fine. And even if I'm not fine, what will you do?
You no longer hold that position.
All right. So those are the ones that end badly. What about the ones that they go good? You go for a
second date,
third date. Okay, you're now talking a lot more. Now you're getting to a point where you even hang out amongst friends.
Yeah.
When do you have the question about, or topic, or conversation about exclusivity?
Hey. Who?
So by the way, did you know?
Yeah.
I learned the other day from this Generation Z that exclusivity and being in a relationship are two different things. I thought when you're exclusive, you're in a relationship. But no. You can be exclusive, but not in a relationship. So I don't know when you ask for exclusivity or you talk about exclusivity. I don't know when exclusivity moves to a relationship.
Exclusive, but you're not in a relationship.
You can be exclusive, but you're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh. I see. Okay.
So you've agreed. So I'm assuming exclusivity means I'm focusing on you. I'm not going on dates with anybody else. I'm not. I don't know whether you can.
But you can have a relationship with other people because this is not a relationship.
No, you can't have a relationship, but you're working towards a relationship. But you're not.
Oh, I see.
What do you think about? Because I have strong opinions on it.
On the first date with my late husband, we were friends.
Yeah.
We used to hang out together. We were neighbors. We were friends.
Yeah.
So the day we went on our first date, and then we talked, because we said the agenda on that date is to say if we are dating or not.
Yes.
And when we agreed that we're dating, on that very first date, I said, you must understand that I am now dating with a purpose to marry. I want to get married.
Yeah.
You don't have to marry me, but you should know that that is what we are working towards. If it doesn't work out between us, you're not obliged to marry me. You can go. But if you're not working towards marriage yourself,
let me know
then,
now.
Yeah, let me know, walk away. It's not what I want. I don't know if that you see what I mean? So we are dating, and we're exclusive, but there's a relationship there. That's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Yeah, okay.
I agree with you. I think, okay, now I've had where people say, oh, we are exclusive, we're not talking to anybody else, but you're not my girlfriend. Personally,
That's weird.
I know. Personally, I don't think it's right, because I feel like then what's the point? Because if I'm not your girlfriend, then that means you're not bold enough to, one, proclaim that we are in a relationship. That gives you a chance to see other people.
Yeah.
Then what's the point? Then let's just stay dating.
No,
and if we're staying dating, then I can talk to other people. I feel like it's a very selfish thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's a very selfish thing. But then girls are allowing it, where you're exclusive with somebody to the point you're even sleeping with them, but then they're not your boyfriend. What is it? What is that?
What does that mean? But you can't get another boyfriend.
No.
Okay, that's messed up. Maybe someone from the Gen Z can explain that to us
I don't
in a
know.
way that
We'd
can
like
make
to
it
hear.
make sense.
Yeah.
But right now, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. So I think how I approach it now, especially with online dating, I think I agree with you. I'm very intentional by saying, yeah, if I'm giving you my time, then we are working towards this. If you're not on the same path, then please, just like you, we don't have to get there, but at least let's try and walk towards the same thing, because that's what we are both looking for. Whether it's a marriage, lifetime commitment, whatever anybody, whatever it means.
And those are the
for
things
you.
that should be discussed in those initial dates.
Exactly.
So you're sure you want the same
Yeah,
things.
instead of now you've been with someone 5 months down the line, and then they're saying, by the way, I wasn't looking for a boyfriend, or I wasn't looking for a girlfriend.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Or I never intend to ever get married, and maybe that's what you want. Or someone says, I want to have 3 children.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, with who?
That shop is closed.
Not working.
Okay. So when would you advise somebody to have the exclusivity conversation? You had it on day 1.
I had it on day 1.
So after that first date,
yeah.
did you leave the date as boyfriend and girlfriend?
Yes.
Hey! Where?
Yes.
Hey!
But okay, this situation was a little different because we hung out a lot.
Yeah.
And it felt very much like we were already dating, but we weren't. We had not had that conversation. So nothing really changed.
Yeah.
Even after that conversation, I can say.
Yeah. No, we're talking about someone online.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And now you've met date 1.
Yeah.
Do you have the conversation? What do you think is the right time?
I think at the point you want to move on to intimacy.
Yeah.
I think that's when that conversation should happen.
That's too late.
Right. Okay.
That's too late. I think by date 4, I'll give you 3 dates. 3 dates I'll give you. It's fine. By date 3, you know whether you like me or not.
Yeah.
Enough to be in a relationship with me. And I also will have figured that out. Because I'm also thinking, I don't want to waste too much time where we're in limbo, we are talking, and I'm giving you my energy, my time, right? So by date 3, we should know. If you don't know, then it's fine. You already know enough to make that decision. You go think about it. If I'm still here, when you're ready, then maybe. If I'm not, sorry, somebody else. Because by date 1, date 2, date 3, that means I'm also talking to other people. But the more I'm going on dates with you, I'm tapering off others, right?
Yeah.
Because it looks like, okay, I'm finding something. Because I'm not out here to keep talking to others. So by date 3, if you don't know, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
I feel like there's people updated in my life that I felt like I know them so quickly.
Yeah.
And then there are others who I just had to take some time. Yeah, there are others who, even on, you've been with them like 6 months and you're still telling yourself,
but if you
surely.
Yeah.
And some things just come up, they just come up.
Yeah.
That you had never seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, at that point, you're still exclusive. I understand what you're saying. You are at least only dating, you're the 2 of you.
Isn't that the point of dating? Isn't that the point of being in a relationship before marriage?
Yeah.
So that you can learn this person at a deeper level.
Yeah.
And at that way you're giving the relationship 100%, so that you can know enough to move it to the next step.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah. As we look to wrap up, let's talk about. Now, this video is not for anybody under the age of 18, but we want to keep it PG, so we'll call it coloring. Let's borrow from Carrie Bradshaw.
Okay.
So, coloring.
Okay.
How soon do you color? Day one, you guys met, the physical chemistry is off the hook. Do you wait until you actually have a label on the relationship? Or where? How? When? Where do you color?
At 43 years of age.
Yes.
And having dated people in different countries, in different continents.
Yes.
I'm just going to say that question is very relative.
Oh, really?
It's very, very relative.
What does that mean?
It depends on the chemistry, the people, the situation.
Yeah.
And sometimes it was the right move and sometimes it wasn't. I think what I've realized with life is that there are no hard and fast rules.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes you think this is wrong. This is just wrong. There was a couple friend of mine in Paris who met at a party, and she went to his house and never went back home.
They got married?
They got married.
Colored on day one and got
They
married.
colored on day one and they got married.
Yeah.
There is also another friend also, same thing. They did the same thing. They went home. It was just, and she was a very sensible person before that. She used to date someone for months before even, visiting his home. And this is the person she married. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you, but
Yeah.
I feel like for this particular topic,
Yeah.
the girls or ladies have it a bit difficult, because sometimes guys will go on dates with you just to color,
Yeah.
and for
That's
girls,
true. And how do you tell if that's all he wanted?
coloring is a very emotional
Yes.
connection, while
Yes.
for guys it can be emotional, but sometimes it's physical.
For the most part.
For the
It's
most part,
physical.
right?
They'll
So-
do it and go away and not really be affected.
Yeah.
But for a girl, it's very hard.
So speaking from a woman's perspective, I feel like that's a personal decision.
Yeah.
However, I'll also say that if you decide to color
Yeah.
before you're exclusive, just know, do it for yourself,
Yeah.
not with the intention of keeping the guy.
Yeah.
If he stays, fine. Don't do it as a way or as a means to keep him.
Yeah.
Right? Do you
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's not gonna keep him.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And of course, protection.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of
You
course.
know, yeah.
Yeah. But if situations are looking good on day one, stay safe, color. Go color.
Yeah. They know how.
But stay safe while doing it.
Yeah.
But just know that it might not be what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as you're aware, protect your little hearts. Yeah. Okay.
Of dating and coloring.
I'm telling you, online dating, can't
Yes.
live with it, can't live without it.
I love to hate it.
Love to hate it.
To love it.
Hate to love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've come to the end of this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed the conversations we've been having here on online dating. I think we have one more episode where we'll, talk about tips and tricks of how to date safely online, and that will be coming up next week. And as usual, we'd love to hear from you. So please share your experiences, what we've talked about here today. Have you had a successful online dating experience? Maybe you've even married somebody that you met online. We'd love to hear that. We'd love to hear that. Yeah, and until next time, bye.
As you fade away.